And this will absolutely be one lap for these 12 drivers. We're already well under 5 minutes.
How do you think Kevin Harvick's feeling, Larry? A year ago, he dominated here. He's won the race three times.
Going for his fourth consecutive. Fifth overall, yeah.
Won it 4 times, going for his 4th consecutive, but he really hasn't been the story. Struggled a bit for the feel he was looking for yesterday. And now we're talking about these Gibbs Toyotas being the story during qualifying. Is he going to be a factor when they throw the green flag?
Well, I don't think you can ever count Kevin Harvick out at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It doesn't matter what type of racing vehicle. But yeah, I think I saw it and heard it yesterday in his interviews, and they just didn't have the balance like what he felt like he needed in that 88 car. Now, Brennan Poole, one of 2 drivers with more than 2 runs, made that additional lap, as well as Brendan Gaughan, who had to go out a 2nd time, but it paid dividends for both of them.
Well, and even if Brennan Poole doesn't have the speed he needs because of the tires that had that extra lap, he'll take starting in the top dozen. First trip to Atlanta.
You can race him from there.
Sure. Lap for Poole, a 30.402 seconds. Ty Dillon, 2nd.
You can see the strategy for Larson again was to get a draft. That was what his plan was. He pulled up on the back of Menard, ran a 30.01. That's a darn good time.
Jumped up in front of his teammate.
Yeah, I think Jeff Gordon put it in perspective yesterday. He said in Sprint Cup, where you know you have to get out of the throttle, that's not good. Where you're running wide open, probably pay some dividends.
I like that. I like that plan. That's why when we do the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series qualifying here, you'll see single trucks because they draft so aggressively and make up so much ground when they're in that draft.
Yeah, some of these drivers electing to make a second go of it, turning 2 laps here in our final round.
That's just playing all the cards you've got. You got to give that a try. Poole made it work in round 1 or round 2. Try to do it again. Eric Jones onto the road all by himself. The 42 team of Kyle Larson is the only group that had the plan to go out and draft during this session. I like it, and so far he's first. Can he hold up? I think the tires are going to give up some in this round, Larry.
Yeah, Ty Dillon is the only driver that's run quicker in this 3rd round.
And Eric Jones getting the 29-second bracket again, just like he did in round 2. May take that to take the pole away from Kyle Larson. Jones on track, so are his 2 Joe Gibbs teammates. Kyle Busch, the only one right now tracking in the green. Change that. Daniel Suarez has turned into the green, and now Jones is as he comes back toward the start-finish line. Look at this. Top of the board, a 29.95 for Jones. And outdoing him, the veteran Kyle Busch, a 29.88. Joe Gibbs right now 1, 2, 3. Suarez is 3rd.
So Eric Jones slowed down a little bit from round 2, but that 29.88, that's the fastest lap that Kyle Busch has turned in this qualifying session.
Brad Keselowski went 7th, Kevin Harvick 8th. Ironically enough, the last 2 years when Kevin Harvick has won here, he started outside of row 4, exactly where he sits right now with 2 cars yet to run. One of them is Ryan Sieg. What's the story there, Jamie?
And the Georgia native, nice qualifying run there, but they found out right before he went out for this final round that his cooler unit was broken. How will that affect him, Larry Mack?
Yeah, I mean, they cannot get the engine cooled down, which means they're going to be borderline with how much tape they can run on the nose. And at a racetrack where you're running this fast, almost wide open, your best friend from an aerodynamic standpoint is the tape on that nose. And, I mean, we're already under a minute left in this final round.
Yeah, clock right now at 45 seconds. Ryan Sieg and Brendan Gaughan on track. The 2 drivers yet to make a run here in our last round of qualifying. Sieg started a career best 7th here at Atlanta a season ago.
Likes this place.
Good lap puts him 8th.
Not qualified Kevin Harvick, Paul Menard, Justin Allgaier, and Brendan Gaughan. What a great run for Sieg.
You know, he's put in perspective, Kyle Busch. I know the pole was taken away from him last night, that his time was disallowed. Think about it. He's not raced here in 2 years. He did not race last year because it was 1 week after his injuries from Daytona. He didn't race anything here.
One of 3 tracks where he's not won, active tracks in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And time expires, putting Kyle Busch on the pole for the 49th time in his career. He's the all-time leader in poles here at Atlanta with 5, including now 3 of the last 4.
In the top 5, they were changed around a little bit, but the top 3, Joe Gibbs Toyota drivers, and then 4th and 5th, Chip Ganassi Chevrolet drivers.
Well, we left Daytona Sunday afternoon after that wonderful Daytona 500 talking about the Toyota dominance and the job that Joe Gibbs Racing did down there as a team. And we come to Atlanta in the Xfinity Series, and it's that same organization right up front, JGR 1, 2, 3. And our favorites to win this race this afternoon are those 3 cars. So obviously it's been a great offseason for Joe Gibbs Racing, not only working on their Cup cars, but their Xfinity cars. They got a strong lineup.
Well, we know they're making good power, but I get a feeling they've really worked out this bump stop, which is a rule change for